Sahar, first of all, welcome to Eastern Michigan. You talked in your introductory press conference that this is your dream job. Why is it your dream job?
I've had the privilege of working in the MAC at Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green, and I just know the talent and the level of this conference. You have to be a really good coach to be successful in this conference, and I couldn't be more ready for that challenge. I'm excited to bring in a staff that can elevate this program. I'm excited to recruit talent that can elevate this program so that we're working our way up in the MAC and hopefully cutting down nets.
Well, and as a Eastern Michigan fan myself, I want to know the same thing the fans want to know. When will that be? How long a process do you think it is to build, and how long before this team's going to Cleveland and doing things like cutting down nets?
Yeah, I think doing things the right way takes some time, and I think finding the right people takes time. I am going to share that I found some really, really good people who I think are ready to join EMU women's basketball. I had the privilege of meeting our current roster yesterday and talking about the importance of how we're going to do our work, and I saw a lot of locked-in eyes. So I'm really excited about what we're inheriting and who we're identified as bringing in to be the right fit for us. I think it starts with people. I'm not going to give you a timeline in terms of how long it'll take till we're in Cleveland cutting down nets, but I do expect us to make significant progress this year, and then every year after that, we're just building it up.
What's life for you like right now? Not only do you have to recruit, you got to put a team together, you got to put a staff together, you're adjusting to living in a new city. What has this time been like for you over the past few days?
It's been busy, but it's been wonderful. I've been on the phone nonstop. I drove out yesterday morning, cut through Canada, did nothing but made calls for 4.5 hours. Yesterday I was able to meet the team. I was able to meet a lot of friendly faces here at EMU. Within my first hour in my office, I think I had 5 to 6 people come introduce themselves and just offer their help any way they could with this transition. It's a lot right now, not having a staff set yet, but working on it, and I'm really excited about who we're going to bring in.
You said there's going to be 6 key words for this program: feet in, arms out, eyes up. If you could, give us a little overview of what that means.
Absolutely. Feet in is about being 2 feet in, fully committed. It's also about being present, being where our feet are, because the present moment is the only thing we actually really have control over. Arms out is about servant leadership, which is where my heart lies in servant leadership, and teaching our young women how important servant leadership is. It's also about being willing to be vulnerable, developing a relationship with their sisters, their teammates, where when they're struggling, they know they're not alone and that they can reach out. And when they reach out, there will be a hand on the other end to grab them and help them up, whether that be their teammates or even us coaches or anyone here at Eastern. Eyes up is about respect. When you talk, I'm going to look you in the eye and give you the respect you deserve. I'm going to make you feel valued, seen, and heard, because we believe everybody deserves that. It's respect for others, and it's respect for ourselves. The last piece to eyes up is about the presence we carry ourselves with. And this is where the true passion of our staff will lie. As a female leader myself, I have a strong passion for developing strong, confident young women, where they enter the court confidently, they walk around campus confidently with the presence, and they enter the real world when all is said and done, and they leave here with a degree. They're going into that real world knowing that they can do anything.
Sahar, who have been some of your mentors as you've developed as a coach?
Absolutely. The first person that comes to mind is one of my former head coaches, Heather Woolen, who really, as an assistant, gave me so much ownership in building a program with her. She had an opportunity at Manhattan. I remember connecting with her at a Final Four in a mall Panera, and she was throwing her best recruiting spiel at me and saying, look, I know you're young, but I want to bring you on as my top assistant. I believe in you. I want to empower you. I want to teach you how to become a better coach so that one day you can take the reins over your own program. And she lived out her word. That's exactly what she did from day one. She gave me a lot of autonomy. She trusted me. I was a recruiting coordinator first year. She elevated me to defensive coordinator the second year. And I finished my last year at Manhattan as the associate head coach. And she's a champion for myself. She's a champion for many other women in this profession. And I'm striving to be someone like her. So she is a tremendous mentor for me. Another mentor for me would be my high school coach. So Coach Wackerly from North Canton Hoover, I'm an Ohio girl.
Yeah.
He really lit a fire in me. Originally I went to school to study politics, and that's exactly what I did at American University, but in my heart of hearts I knew that I wanted to be a coach, and the reason I wanted to be a coach was to impact as many young lives as I could, because that's what Coach Wackerly had done for me, and I'm forever grateful for him.
What do you think your biggest takeaway has been being the head coach at Canisius that's going to help you as you become the head coach at Eastern Michigan?
The importance in the who and the how, and I said that in the press conference. I think finding the right people to build with, whether that be your players, your managers, your grad assistant, your coaching staff, that matters. Everybody has to be in alignment if you want to move in a direction together. You know, if you're misaligned, if you don't have a values alignment, if you don't believe in the how, your arrows are pointing all over the place and you're essentially not going to go anywhere. I need us, everybody in this program, to have our arrows aligned, to have our values aligned, to believe in the how, so that we can go somewhere sooner together.
Let's talk about playing style. Offensively, what do you want this Eastern Michigan squad to look like?
Fast, fluid, and free. Fast, I want to go up tempo. I want to kick that ball up. I want to advance the ball as quickly as possible. If we can score in the first 15 seconds, whether that be in our primary break or our secondary break, it's good stuff. If we have a player who's set and she lets that ball fly, she misses it, she better not be looking back at us, because I'm not pulling her out. My job is to infuse confidence in our players. At Canisius, we were best when we had momentum. That's what I want to build here. I want to build a team who's best with momentum, who has confidence in what they do. They do it fast, they do it aggressively, they do it relentlessly for 40 minutes. So we're going to play fast. We're also going to play fluid, which means there's going to be a lot of interchangeability in the positions. We're going to do a lot of 4 out, 1 in, but that ball is going to be moving and we are going to be moving. I think it's really tough to defend things that are in motion.
Right.
So we're going to get that ball reversed a couple times, get defense on their heels, and then we'll attack. The last piece is free. I want to give our players the green light. I want them to feel like they have the green light from our staff, which means they feel confident. They feel free to play their game. Our job is to put them in different positions on the floor to be successful. Their job is to go out and do their thing. So I want us to be a staff that teaches them the game, provides a blueprint, infuses confidence, and then when that ball goes up and those lights go on, it's all them.
Sahar, and educate me a little bit, because sometimes when I hear a coach say we want to play fast, that's great, especially if you're making buckets. If you're missing shots, it can go south on you in a hurry here, and the game can erode a little bit. So how do you avoid that?
Absolutely. I think fast, but still having an understanding of the flow. So there's the other F word, would be the flow. I think when you're not necessarily knocking down shots quickly, now we can be more patient, flow into our secondary, and then go into our continuity offense. But I think fast, everybody thinks full court, and I did start by saying we're going to kick that ball up.
Right.
Fast is also in the half court. So the pace at which we play at in the half court is also a thing, and that will be relentless and fast.
On the defensive side of the floor, what do you want to see out of EMU?
I want to see a solid defensive team that can pressure the ball, can protect the paint, and can finish possessions. We're going to be a team that takes pride. When the shot goes up, we're finding bodies and we're one and doneing our opponent. I think it's a coach's worst nightmare when we work for 28 seconds or however long,
right,
and then you give up an O-board putback. So we're going to be a team that values that last 2 seconds, that values the groundwork that we need to do when that ball's in flight, and lock up, get a stop so that we can go do what we want to do on the offensive end.
How would you like the non-conference schedule to look for you? There's different ways to prep for the MAC. Some teams like to load up with a lot of big opponents there and then hope. Others like to kind of take it easy, build confidence. In a perfect world, how would you build that non-conference schedule?
To be perfectly honest with you, I know next year's already set.
Right, right.
And I haven't even looked at the non-conference yet. I haven't had an opportunity.
But moving forward, how would you like this team to prep for MAC play? Because you know better than anybody, it's a grind.
Absolutely.
This is a really tough. And I think a lot of players discover too, when you bring them into the MAC, I didn't realize. Like, you kind of get punched in the mouth every night.
Absolutely. So what I would want to do is I would want to do a progressive build-up. in terms of the level of competition we're playing. So I would want us to gain early confidence, because early on in the season, the first couple games, you're still getting your feet wet.
Right.
You're still feeling things out, working out the kinks of the system, learning some things. Hopefully about maybe 2-3 weeks in, we can amp up who our competition is and targeting higher mid-major conference opponents. So Horizon League I really respect. Targeting some of the best teams in the Horizon League, maybe a couple A10 opponents, mid to high A10 opponents will get us ready for MAC play, because I think those opponents are pretty comparable to what we're going to see in the MAC.
Yeah, and we'll see UMass coming into the conference too. They play really good basketball out there. So the conference is not getting weaker by any means there, which just makes your job all that much harder, right?
Right. But, challenges are fun. I think if you're in sport because you enjoy a challenge, and that's what we are going to enjoy as a coaching staff. We know the challenge ahead of us. We're excited to meet it. We're excited to beat it.
When I talked to Scott Weatherby, he said once you did the interview, they were just blown away by you, and sometimes you're close with a couple candidates, but like Sahar was absolutely unbelievable in the interview there, and I think most of them said as soon as you said feet in, they pretty much were like, yeah, this is the person for us. I know people are thrilled to have you here in Eastern Michigan. When you got the job, who's the first person you called?
My dad. My dad is a tremendous resource for me. He's a voice of reason. He's someone, when things go well, he can keep me from getting too high. When things go low, he can keep me from getting too low myself. So my dad was extremely proud of me and happy for me. Next call was my mom. They weren't together, and she was thrilled. So my parents.
There's some really nice restaurants in Cleveland.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't get to eat at any of them this year. I would really like to go to Cleveland soon and eat at some nice restaurants. Can you help me out with that?
I can help you out. We'll get to Cleveland. We'll get to Cleveland. We'll eat well and we'll play well.
Well, you're in a tremendous spot. We're happy to have you here. Everybody has been blown away by what you've done so far, and we can only hope that continues on into the basketball season. But welcome to Ypsilanti. It's a pleasure to have you here, and best of luck with this upcoming season. We're going to talk a lot more.
Sounds great. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sahar.